Hello everyone, the one here coming at you with a different video today. I will try to make a snapshot of the meta or the most common comps used in it in the 2v2 HellGates. Also, I will try to explain their game plan, but before, disclaimer, this is my opinion and experience only. That means you can disagree with me. Now, that being said, let's get started. One of the most common comps used in the 2v2 HellGate is a healer and a DPS. Both healers, Druid and Holy, they're pretty strong and they both see play in the 2v2 HellGate meta. The equipment of choice for both healers they use as a helmet, breastwork, or guardian helmet. For the chest piece, they use cleric or fiend robes. For the boots, they use knight boots or guardian boots. For the DPS, we have couple DPS that go along pretty good with the healers. Number one is the bow, regular bows. They use Hellion Hood as the helmet of choice, but Hunter Hood and Cleric Cowl, they are popular as well for, I would say, budget versions. For the chest piece, they use Mage Robe or Cleric Robe, and for the boots, they use Guardian Boots or Scholar Boots. Broadsword is another DPS that goes along pretty good with the healer. They use as a helmet Stalker Hood with a chest piece, Fiend Robe, and Cleric Robe. For the boots, they use Guardian Boots or Starker Boots. Sometimes Scholar Boots. Black Hand with a healer, I've seen that a lot. I don't know about being that good. In general, Black Hands uses the same build as the Broadsword. Now, the game plan will depend or vary depending what you're facing. If you're facing a double DPS, I think the main objective for this comp is to survive, since double DPS in general will output more damage than you, so you gotta be careful. But they don't have the healing factor, so eventually you will kill them if you can survive the engagement. In the other hand, if you're facing healer DPS, the match will be determined who trades their CDs better, or if one of them has a counter factor like a purge or a healing reduction. Now let's go with some of the one-shot comps. They come and go while people figure out what they do. Let's start with the first one, Boltcasters and Quarterstaff. Boltcasters use as a helmet Cultist Cowl. For the chest piece, they use Mage Robe and sometimes Druid Robes. For the boots, Guardian Boots or Scholar Boots. The Quarterstaff uses Hellion Hood, Stalker Jacket or Knight Armor, and Hunter Shoes. Same Quarterstaff build goes along with a Blazing or a Pike. Blazing uses Assassin Hood or Spectre Hood, Cultist Robe, and a Scholar Boots. Pike uses Hellion or Demon Helmet, Mage or Druid Robe, and Hellion Boots. Hammer and Badon is another one-shot comp that he plays pretty often. The Badon uses the same build as the Blazing since it's the same concept, and the Hammer uses similar build to the Quarterstaff, sometimes changing the helmet to Judicator helmet for the stun. Bloodletter and Pike are getting as popular as well, since the Pike has enough CC and damage to get people really low quickly, and the Bloodletter comes in with the E execution. We can do an honorable mention to Arcane and Brimstone, which was a one-shot comp that was pretty popular in the past, but for some reason it doesn't see play as much. Now, the main objective for every one-shot comp is whoever is on the CC, either the Quarterstaff or the Hammer, comes in rushing with a Hunter Shoes to increase CC duration they CC the target, and then the DPS pop their burst, and that's it. That's the basic plan. If it doesn't work, you kite, reset, and try it again. Now let's go with one of the most controversial comps, which are the solo/rat builds. For those that doesn't know what is a rat, rat is considered any solo player that tried to steal the loot box. Let's start with the war bows. Since it's been a search of war bows as a rat, they use guardian and healing hoods as a helmet. They use 9 armor or assassin jacket as an armor piece, and soldier or scholar boots for the boot. Pike and blood letter use the same or similar build because the game plan is always the same. You wait for the loot boss to spawn while you kill the mobs that are around, especially the bats, the ones that slow you down. When the chest is up, you charge in your knight armor with a wind wall to knock people away from the chest, or assassin jacket to get there safely. Then you activate your healing hood to get invisibility and immunity to melee attacks so you can loot as safely as possible. Then you run out. This type of build mostly work because of the mobility, kiting capabilities of the different weapons. Now let's go with the double DPS comp. So we have here as the first one, light crossbow, black hand, or blood letter. The light crossbow uses cultist cow or mage cow for the budget version of added damage. Mage or cleric robe and guardian boots or scholar boots. The black hands uses demon helmet or stalker hood. For the chest piece, use fiend robe or cleric robe. And for the boots, guardian boots or scholar boots. The blood letter uses a similar build as a black hand. You can also go with a dual war bow. It's a surgeon comp that has been showing potential and people been using those. They use guardian helmet, cultist robe or knight armor, and a scholar boots. Regular bow and black hand. Regular bow uses healing hood or hunter hood. For the chest piece, they use cleric robe, which is the chest of choice for most both, but I prefer using mercenary jacket. And for the boots, they use guardian boots. Black hands use a stalker hood, fiend robe, a stalker or guardian boots. Black hand and blood letter. The black hand in this comp uses the same build as previous. The blood letter uses hunter hood or mage cow. For the chest piece, they use a stalker jacket. And for the boots, they use guardian boots. Now we have blood letter, soul thigh, or quarterstaff. The blood letter uses the same build as previous. The quarterstaff uses demon helmet, stalker jacket, and hunter shoes. Also, I gotta mention one hand frost and blood letter, which is the comp that we use in our channel. I believe it's not a meta comp, but some people have pointed out that it is, so we're gonna put it in there. The blood letter uses hunter hood, stalker jacket, and guardian boots. The one hand frost is a full scholar build. Scholar helmet, scholar chest piece, and a scholar boot. The game plan of double DPS comps will depend on the composition of their own. If they bring double burst damage, their game plan is to kill you as quickly as possible, similar to the one-shot comps. If they bring a sustain and a burst damage, they bring in an alternative. A sustain to maintain the pressure, and a burst to put as much damage as possible. If this double sustain, those comps are more likely built to fight against healers, since once the healer blow their cooldowns, they gonna keep outputting damage, and it'd be difficult for the healer to heal when they don't have CDs no more. If you're wondering what is sustain and burst damage, sustains are those classes or weapons that output certain amount of damage constantly, and burst damage are those comps or weapons that output a crazy amount of damage in a short period of time. Let me put a couple samples. I consider bows like war bow and regular bow sustain damage because their cooldown on their E's are pretty short. So most of the time they are outputting an average same amount of damage. But it's different in classes like the mages, especially frost mages and let's say blazing staff. The frost mages on the Qs, they don't have cooldown and it hit pretty hard. The downside is the mana, so they have a whole bar of mana to spam that Q to bring a crazy amount of damage. On the other hand, the blazing staff, just pressing that E and leaving people in a CC will put a crazy amount of damage, but the cooldown is pretty long. And we're gonna leave it there. There are more comps that are being played in the HellGate, but in my opinion, these are the most popular ones. I hope this could be useful for noob and all players coming back to the game. If you like it, hit the subscribe button for more. I will see you all later. Have a wonderful day.